Now, product placement. It was this big breakthrough in advertising when it arrived in the UK on TV this year. From Seesaw Media, Daryl Collis. Hello, Daryl.
Hi, good morning.
You are the UK's #1 product placement agency. Since that coffee maker appeared on This Morning at the beginning of the year, has your work exploded?
I'm happy to say yes, it has. We've had lots more interest from clients and from production companies keen to tap our brains and work out how product placement works and how they can get onto television.
They, this morning, have got a deal with B&Q, so B&Q have made their new kitchen, haven't they?
That's right, they've done it, and it's actually a bigger deal than that. It's not only have they, and I think it went in yesterday, that the kitchen that you now see on This Morning is a B&Q kitchen, but they've also done a deal that's done sort of like sponsorship on the back of that, where they'll have B&Q branded products and This Morning branded products in B&Q.
So, I haven't seen it. Is there made by B&Q on the front of this kitchen worktop?
No, there isn't, and there's benefits to that, because if it was, that's not what we see in real life, and the way product placement works best is when we try and reflect real life. So you won't see that, but there will be obviously that P at the beginning of the programme to show that there is product placement involved, and then at the end they say product consideration furnished by B&Q, and then they'll be in store. That's where people will see it.
You've placed cars in Midsummer Murders, haven't you?
Yes, that's right, yes, Volvo.
So the Jag Inspector Morse used to drive, we all saw that car. That wasn't product placement though, no?
No, because that Jag obviously was a classic Jag, and brands are very keen to push new products that people can buy and purchase. So when it comes to products like that, classic cars and things like that, that's done because it's all about the style of the character, and that fits in better than potentially a new Jag would.
And is there always a P? In Midsummer Murders, the P comes up, does it?
No, because the P only is worked on paid-for product placement. When we say we product placed, we actually loan cars to the production of Midsummer Murders for them to use on filming. There is no financial deal in place, unlike the B&Q, where there was a financial deal in place.
Now, this is what's got the Great British Bake Off into trouble, isn't it? This idea of loaning.
That's right, yes.
There are two things with Great British Bake Off. Firstly, Smeg. This is the use of their fridges, which has broken BBC guidelines.
Yes, that's right, because the simple scenario is, I mean, what's happened is there's a lot of what's called prop provision, where companies, where productions approach companies and brands to place or to have products placed in the back of the set, which obviously helps with them. They don't have to pay to buy or to hire in these products. As the BBC guidelines state, though, that any person or any production that is borrowing something from a brand like Smeg, they still need to have a loan agreement. So they still need to pay a nominal fee to in effect a higher fee to have that product there. But
I, Daryl, and many others didn't think that you could have any form of advertising on a BBC TV programme at all. It used to be that if you showed a product, say if Smeg were around in the 80s, they would pixelate it out, wouldn't they?
Yes. Well, the scenario is, you're right, that there is no sort of product placement or advertising on the BBC, and this is why Smeg's got a bit into trouble, because they're actually promoting their association on the BBC when they can't do so because it's a non-commercial broadcaster. But what happens is we need to reflect real life, and Smeg fridges exist in real life, and we have lots of products that reflect in real life, and they need to be on the screen.
Because they all use KitchenAid mixers as well. Lorraine Pascal uses a KitchenAid mixer on BBC Two. Why don't they have one contestant using a Kenwood, another one using a KitchenAid, another one using a Morphy Richards?
Well, that's what they should do, because that's what comes down to undue prominence. If one brand is getting a lot more prominence than any other, then that's when it gets flagged up by the BBC and the powers that be, which should normally pick up on that. So that's why you're suddenly, you won't see everyone using Apple computers, but you'll suddenly see people using Dells and Sonys and PCs.
Why has it taken so long to come here? Because they had it in America and Australia long before, didn't they?
I think because, obviously, not putting down American or Australian viewers, but there's a great bastion that we want to protect the British viewer, which is why we have the P in the front. And everyone was a bit worried that suddenly we're going to be selling out, and that there's going to be a lot of, brands, it's going to be a more Truman Show-esque world that we live in. And everyone was very worried about that. But however, the reality is, brands exist on screen in the real world. They have in the past, and I think we're getting used to it.
And it's not just TV programmes, you work in music videos as well.
Yes, that's right, yes.
Give me an example. Tulisa's video, for instance. What have we seen in a Tulisa video?
Well, Talisa's had the first single, We Are Young. We worked with the record label and placed Barry M Cosmetics in there. So when she's getting ready for a party, she's there, seen there, putting on her makeup, the Barry M makeup.
And the logo is shown to the camera?
The logo is shown to the camera because only when it's shown on the when it's broadcast on the internet. Obviously, when it's on television, it slightly gets pixelated because of the undue prominence laws that we just mentioned. But on music online, where most of the Barry M audience and Talisa video watchers watch the video, that's where they see it.
So how does it work then? Do clients come to you and say, we want to be with whoever, Talisa, or do you work together to see which shows, which acts, which products would be most beneficial to the client?
We work kind of on both ways. We work on both sides of the coin. So we do represent a list of clients, and they say, can you go out there and find us a relevant production that you think would reinforce our brand message, either through prop or product placement. And then we also work with the production companies who say, look, we need some financial support here from a brand to help fund this video or to help make this production.
JLS seems an odd match to Volvo, to my mind.
Well, you say that. The reason is Volvo were looking to age down the brand. And they, what they did very successfully with Twilight, that was just another step involved with that. And JLS they had a video coming up. It appealed to quite a young target audience, people who are thinking about learning to drive and picking up cars and stuff. And so
but no one would ever believe JLS drive Volvos. That doesn't matter, no?
Well, I think the scenario is that they do. They drive more expensive cars than Volvos as well, not just Volvos. So there is a possibility they could drive. And when we were on set with the XC60, they were very complimentary about it. It wasn't a case of that looks out of place. So a lot of people did pick up on that, and a lot of people go, it kind of affirmed the brand and the message that the brand's appealing to.
And how do the costs compare with, say, a straight advert?
Well, obviously, the great thing is you don't have to pay production costs. You don't have to buy media space in that respect, and they get Volvo get the rights to promote their association with JLS with image rights and everything. So it's very cost effective.
Well, it's most interesting, I think, and Seesaw Media, you're at the forefront of this, yeah? Have you got many snapping at your heels?
There are a few out there, but we have been going now it's coming to our 11th year, so a lot of people haven't been going as long as us. So we're probably, I think, the industry leaders in that respect.
Well, it's interesting, Darryl. Thank you very much for coming on.
My pleasure.